The Unsurrendered People by Kenzaburo Oi. It's an analysis of the text. The Unsurrendered People by Kenzaburo Oi represents the world in dualism. Dualism existed in Hiroshima after the atomic bomb named the Little Boy, which destroyed the city. The duality of evil and good. What is evil in this? Evil is the lethal bomb, whereas good is the willingness of the people to overcome such a disastrous event. The author denoted the bomb as a savagely primitive demon because of the destruction it created. The modern curse meant the scientific invention. Even though the lethal nuclear bomb had brought devastation, the humans who were injured victims were ready to make a recovery and restoration. Paradoxical humanism exists here. Human strength and humanism is another concept introduced by the author. Human power is the lethal weapon, and humanism is to survive from the worst. So, when the American intellectuals decided to use the nuclear weapon against a small city, it must be their deep rooted belief that humanism will survive against such evil odds. To trust the power of the enemy to survive the destruction is humanism. Does the thought of American intellectuals become paradoxical humanism? The author also states if the lethal explosion had used against Leopoldville in Congo, Africa, the city would have doomed to death. So, the intensity. The author further gives another example of recovery efforts when a girl with leukemia continued to survive all her life by not committing suicide. The next point is about counterbalancing of good by the evil. The human efforts and struggle mitigated the inhuman damage. Another metaphor used by the author was the wolf and the scapegoat. The next point is that the atomic bomb victims waited patiently outside the casualties for their turn without any emotional trauma, reduces the emotional burden of the American doctors working over there. The next point that author makes is that of Noah. If Noah had been a lazy and a hysterical man, he wouldn't have made a boat for the survival of humankind. Likewise, the atomic destruction of Hiroshima was the worst deluge of the 20th century. The author uses another metaphor in which the whole universe, deluge, is frozen, representing the nuclear weapons seizure and production, pointing out a Cold War situation. Another metaphor which has been used by the author is the cancer inflicted countries as they possess deadly atomic weapon. So this is a brief analysis of the text.